Starting the second week of March 2020, the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships began to send out financial aid offer letters to admitted students for the 2020-2021 academic year. If you have submitted your FAFSA application and have not yet received an email correspondence from us within 5 business days of the submission of your application, please contact us at finaid@csueastbay.edu. If your financial aid application was flagged for a review process called verification, please make sure that you have submitted all of the required documents because we will not be able to provide you with an official financial aid offer letter until we have completed our review process and the Federal Student Aid Department has accepted and approved any applicable corrections. For those students requesting a deferral for the Student Intent to Register, or SURFI, we will need you to have an official 2020-2021 financial aid offer letter in order to review your eligibility for the SUR fee deferral. Remember that the priority deadline for the FAFSA application and the DREAM Act application was March 2. When you log into your MyCSU East Bay account, you may see one or more components of the following types of grants and scholarships. While the Pell Grant and the Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant are from the Federal Student Aid Department, the Cal Grant, Middle Class Scholarship, and Chafee grants are from the California Student Aid Commission. The State University Grant and the Educational Opportunity Grants are institutional funds that are governed by the California State University system. Another type of financial aid is the Federal Work-Study. You might have received this fund if you indicated on the FAFSA application that you were interested in receiving federal work-study funding. Unlike the other types of financial aid, students receive federal work-study funding via payroll. To receive this fund, you will need to apply for a job at one of our campus departments. Some jobs are also located off campus. Once you secure a position with one of our federal work-study employers, you will receive pay according to the hours that you've worked from our payroll department. Federal regulations require that students limit their work time to 20 hours a week. The financial aid offer may also include the Federal Direct Subsidized Loan or the Federal Direct Unsubsidized Loan, or both, depending on your eligibility. The difference between the subsidized loan and the unsubsidized loan is that the government pays the interest on the federal subsidized loan as long as the student is enrolled in at least half-time or 6 units. The DREAM loan is also available for undergraduate students who demonstrate need and submit the California DREAM Act application. Parents can also borrow on their dependent child's behalf through the Federal Direct Plus Loan program. Students and parents who borrow from the Federal Direct Sub and Unsub loans, Federal Direct Plus, and the DREAM loan qualify for an in-school deferment, where they can opt to postpone repayment for as long as the student maintains at least half-time enrollment or 6 units. Freshman dependent students can receive up to $5,500 in federal loans, $3,500 of which can be subsidized depending on eligibility, while independent freshmen can receive up to $9,500 in federal loans, $3,500 of which can be subsidized depending on eligibility. Sophomore dependent students can receive up to $6,500 in federal loans, $4,500 of which can be subsidized depending on eligibility, while independent sophomores can receive up to $10,500 in federal loans, $4,500 of which can be subsidized depending on eligibility. Junior and senior dependent students can receive up to $7,500 in federal loans, $5,500 of which can be subsidized depending on eligibility, while independent juniors and seniors can receive up to $12,500 in federal loans, $5,500 of which can be subsidized depending on eligibility. Dependent students can borrow up to $31,000 in federal loans, $23,000 of which can be subsidized. Independent students can borrow up to $57,500 in federal loans, $23,000 of which can be subsidized. Dream loan recipients can borrow up to $4,000 each year with a maximum lifetime eligibility limit of $20,000. If you would like to be considered for the Dream loan, reach out to the financial aid office as funding may be limited. The Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships serve to provide our students with as much funding and financing options as possible. But remember that you are not obligated to take out any loans that are offered to you. However, if you would like to apply for the loans, you will need to make sure to complete the necessary requirements. To accept the subsidized loan, the unsubsidized loan, or both, please visit your MyCSU East Bay portal and indicate the amount that you would like to receive for the year. Then you must visit studentaid.gov to complete the required entrance counseling and sign the master promissory note. To apply for the Federal Direct Parent Plus loan, parents must visit studentaid.gov to apply and to complete the Plus Loan Master Promissory Note. For Dream Loan applicants, please contact the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships via email at finaid@csueastbay.edu. While undergraduate federal loans and Dream Loan applicants are not required to go through a credit history check, Parent Plus loan borrowers must first apply for a credit check decision. Students whose parents are denied a Parent Plus loan may request an increase in their unsubsidized loan by contacting the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships. The 2020-2021 financial aid offer is based on an assumption that students will maintain a full-time enrollment and requires that they meet satisfactory academic progress. Should students drop classes before the semester's published census date, their financial aid may be reduced according to their units of enrollment. The State University grant requires a minimum of 7 units of enrollment. State grants require at least half-time or 6 units of enrollment. The Educational Opportunity Grant requires at least 12 units of enrollment, and federal and Dream Loan applicants require at least half-time or 6 units of enrollment. To maintain financial aid eligibility, students must meet and maintain satisfactory academic progress and only take courses that count towards their degree. Undergraduate students who do not maintain a 2.0 cumulative grade point average or 2.0 at the end of their second year or fifth term may be suspended from financial aid. You must continue to make progress towards graduation by successfully completing 67% of the units that you attempt. To meet SAP standards, you must also reach your degree completion within 150% of your published program. For a bachelor's degree, that's 180 units. State funding eligibility may be delayed when it comes to student information sent to the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships by the California Student Aid Commission. As such, it is important that students monitor their state aid status directly through the California Student Aid Commission. The state may require that you complete additional requirements before they allow us to disperse your funds. Therefore, it is important that students visit mygrantinfo.csac.ca.gov to make sure that you keep up to date with your application. For students who included schools other than CSU East Bay, please make sure that you update your profile with the institution that you choose to attend. This is the estimated 2020-2021 cost of attendance. The final cost of attendance will be published in the next coming weeks on our website. Note that the cost of attendance is not expected to increase but may slightly decrease. The estimated cost of attendance is comprised with the direct cost of tuition and fees, and if you're living on campus, room and board. The indirect costs include estimates of the amount students spend on books and supplies, transportation, costs of living off campus or with parents, and personal or miscellaneous costs. To determine the amount that you will be billed, compare your total accepted financial aid to the total direct cost. This will help you decide whether you will need the loans that are available to you or set up a payment plan with the Student Financial Services Department. For example, if you are a student who will be living with your parents for the 2020-2021 academic year and you receive $5,195 in a Pell Grant, $1,000 in an EOP grant, and $1,672 in a Cal Grant B, your total scholarships and grants for the year is $7,867. At full-time status, your estimated direct cost is $7,020 for tuition and fees. This means that your total out-of-pocket cost will be $847 for the year, or $423.50 per semester. Note that students are billed per semester, and financial aid is also applied to your bill in halves, with the first half dispersed during the fall semester and the second half dispersed during the spring semester. Students with unofficial financial aid offers must first complete their verification requirements in order to get an official finalized 2020-2021 financial aid offer. If you were flagged for federal verification, you must first complete the verification requirements as instructed to you via email notification. Your verification must be reviewed, corrected as applicable, and approved by the Department of Education before we will be able to provide you with an official financial aid offer. Students who are flagged for verification will only receive an unofficial or estimated financial aid offer that is subject to change after the verification review. There are various reasons as to why the Federal Student Aid Department may have flagged your application for verification. We may require that you submit verification of your citizenship or registration for selective service. Other verification flags require that you submit your and/or your parents' signed 2018 income tax or tax return transcripts and fill out additional verification forms. Most verification requirements can be completed online via csueastbay.verifymyfafsa.com. Here at CSU East Bay, we understand that certain circumstances happen that are beyond the control of our students. The financial aid application that you submitted is based on your 2018 income. Therefore, if your income has changed drastically due to unforeseen circumstances between 2018 and now, we urge you to contact us at the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships to discuss your options for a possible recalculation of eligibility. Reasons include and are limited to loss or drastic reduction of income, death of parent or spouse, natural disaster, divorce, out-of-pocket medical costs that are not covered by insurance, or change in dependency status. Please wait until you receive your official financial aid offer before you appeal. If you are flagged for verification, please complete your verification before you appeal. Remember that submitting an appeal does not guarantee that you will receive additional aid. Submitting an appeal will not postpone the payment deadline, and you will be required to submit official documentation to verify your extraordinary circumstance. Remember that the financial aid application process happens every year. The FAFSA application, the California DREAM Act application, and the Pioneer Scholarships application become available each year on October 1. For the 2021-22 academic year, submit your FAFSA application or California DREAM Act application by March 2, 2021. Submit your Pioneer Scholarship application by January 31. The applications will be available October 1, 2020. Each year, you will receive your financial aid notification between March and April. Each year, you are required to complete all necessary verification items requested of you. Once you receive your financial aid, remember to compare the cost to your accepted financial aid to determine how much you will need to pay. Remember that your financial aid is based on an assumption that you will be enrolled at full time for both fall and spring term. Your financial aid will be applied in halves. The first half will be applied in the fall, and the second half will be applied in the spring. If you choose to enroll in the summer term, we will calculate your eligibility once your enrollment is determined. Financial aid is typically applied to your bill no earlier than 10 days before the start of the semester. The aid is first applied to your direct cost. If your financial aid for the term exceeds your costs, you will be issued a refund by the Student Financial Services Department. Please remember that our team at the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships is here to help. Should you have any questions or concerns regarding your financial aid, please don't hesitate to contact us.